I'm Stephen Poster, ASC. I'm president of Local 600, the International Cinematographers Guild of the IATSE. It's a 6,800 member organization across the country of the United States. And we are camera people, technicians, video people, camera assistants, camera operators, still photographers, and publicists from the motion picture industry. Regardless of whether it's a fad or not, it's an art form. And it is a different language. You need to be able to speak the language of 3D. Whether it's a fad or not, I don't think so. I don't want to say that it's a fad, because I think that there's plenty of good 3D to be made out there. Well, the first experience that I had was converting a movie, Cats and Dogs 2, The Revenge of Kitty Galore, from 2D to 3D. And I began to learn about 3D at that point. It's an interesting learning curve, because you're not telling the story quite the same way as you would in 2D. And then ever since then, I've done. I just did a short in 3D. I developed the 3D training program at Sony Pictures that we have been able to train over 700 of our members in the union, and now we're reaching out to directors and editors and art directors. Well, actually, it's very interesting. We now have developed a new image transform system that's just coming online now, called the IFF ACES system. It was developed by the Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the Technology Committee of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, and the ASC and SMT and a bunch of different groups have developed this image transform that takes the material that you have done on Rec 709 or in any of the formats, and it expands it. It expands the color space, it expands the dynamic range, and gives you more ability to capture an image in a way that has more depth of color and light. And I think that's going to be, because it's an open source system, that's going to be the standard that's going to take over for, all of them, for Rec 709 or whatever. And I think that the industry is ready to embrace it. That's the exciting thing. When something comes along that's really good, the industry will grab onto it and embrace it, and that's a good healthy sign. Well, isn't that for the next development of playback that we have? I mean, each one gets that much better. Look at the difference in quality between Blu-ray and regular DVD. I can't even watch regular DVDs now compared to Blu-ray, and I think there's going to be another leap forward in the next year or two. Well, we're talking about image acquisition. I don't think film is dead. I think film becomes an artistic choice that's very exciting to use. I had a very interesting experience about 2 months ago. I went out to do a day of what we call pickup shots on a movie. And the movie had been shot in film. I hadn't shot film in 2 years, maybe. And I got out there, I took out my light meter, I set the lens, I shot the movie, and went home. It was so eloquent because it was easy. I forgot how direct a process it is. I don't think film will die completely. I think there's always going to be an artistic choice to use film. But there was a tipping point over the last year or so where we see a lot more work in digital. I think that's the only way that 3D was able to happen, was because of the digital workflow. Now you say workflow. Workflows are like snowflakes. This is a friend of mine said this, Leon Silverman. Workflows are like snowflakes. There are no two workflows that are the same, and when they hit the ground, they disappear. One of the things we're working toward in the industry is coming up with some standards for workflows, because it's absolutely necessary. You have to invent the wheel now every time you start a film. But if we can develop, maybe with the help of this IIF ACES system, we'll be able to have more standardized workflows. The most difficult part of 3D right now is the quality of theatrical projection. It's not bright enough, and the color shifts. So it's not a real satisfying way to view a movie in terms of my technical eyes. But I'm also a movie fan, and I can disband or just move myself away from that concept if I want to go watch a movie and just enjoy it as a fan.